still working on a Carrier furnace 58 STA 070141112. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to remove the heat exchanger. I know it's not a very interesting thing because not every technician wants to replace a heat exchanger. It's a lot of work. So the idea is I did replace a lot of heat exchangers for landlords or people with low income, people who are struggling to pay their their mortgage or something. So I know it looks weird. I have been working on the furnace. I have other videos how the blower was removed and how the control board was removed. So I'm gonna scrap this. In case you're doing this, don't do like me. You have to take every piece and put it in a place because you need it. And all these wires, you have to be careful where they are in case you are removing the heat exchanger. Okay, so I'm gonna just scrap everything. I just want to show you. This video is for people who really care. I mean, sometimes wanna like me. I did a lot of heat exchangers for my cousins, for my friends who are struggling financially. So I cut all the wires. Now I'm gonna show you every part by part how they go. So we're gonna remove the pressure switch, right? So the pressure switch will go on. You remove this. Again, do not throw away your stuff. I'm scrapping this, okay? You have to remember where every part goes. But again, I want you to go deep into the furnace, and I want to show you something about the heat exchanger, okay? So I have a video how to remove the inducer motor 3 screws that comes off. Now you have the gas valve. The gas valve is easy, 2 screws, and the thing comes off. Now if you are changing this gas valve, very important, you have to follow the arrow, okay? There's an arrow in here. You have to follow it. See, there's an arrow in here. So this is in and this is out. The out has to be going to the manifold. These are the burners orifices. If you're doing this, poke them, make sure they're all clean, okay? This one I want to save it for sometimes, it's 12 o'clock at night. Customer call me and I need to keep them going. So I put a used one till we get the new one. Okay, so basically, you remove all these and then you're gonna see the heat exchanger. This has to go also, right? So basically, as you see, this is the heat exchanger. This is the face. This the section you see. It's all for the heat exchanger basically. After I remove the burners compartment. Oh, let me tell you something about this since I'm here already. See, this is the flame sensor. That's how you have to clean it. It's dirty. And remember, sometimes these pathway or that's how the igniter will ignite this, and then it will ignite each other by some gas is going into this path. Sometimes it can be dirty. So you can see this igniting. The other one is not. And you have to make sure they're all fully running. And if you have a long burners, like 10 or 12, big furnace, you're gonna see it always goes like this. It goes from here, and then it lights everything. And then if one of them is not lighting, you can go like this, or with the pressured air. Sometimes you have to take this out and brush it. This is all scrap. Okay, so this is the heating department. See, I need a long one, but I have a long bit, but it's okay. I can squeeze my drill in here. So basically the burners come off. See, this is the inlet of the burner. So this is the inlet. This is where the fire goes in. The inducer motor will suck it immediately. And the fire will go into a tubular. That's the heat exchanger. I will show it to you in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna basically always holding the heat exchanger are these screws on the side. And this furnace is really small. So I did replace a lot of heat exchangers for my friends to save them money. But the problem with the heat exchanger is not like we don't want to do it always. Sometimes the problem is that some heat exchanger, they come all one piece, which is usually 80%ers. But the high efficiency furnace, they have different panels, they have covers. So a lot of time, even the heat exchanger is guaranteed, like they have a 20 years warranty or lifetime warranty. And they always, usually, all these heating company, heating supply, they are willing to offer you the heat exchanger, if you go to pick it up. But the problem is sometimes they're missing a piece or two or three, and imagine people are freezing, and then usually you're not going to find a local. I mean, if you find a local, you're lucky. A lot of time they have to ship it from different state. So that's why one of the reasons why most people don't want to do they don't want to do the heat exchanger because of that. Other than that, shouldn't be a problem. So this basically is gonna fall off. So this is the heat exchanger. I'll show you in a minute. So you hold it from here and it comes off. Gosh. Sometimes it could be mounted from other screws in the back, so maybe. I'm gonna bring this down. I don't think so, no. I don't think it's held by anything. So it should come off. Oh, I see. Always see. This is. I always forget one screw. Unbelievable. Oh, it's gonna fall. My God. Okay, so this is ready. You hold it like this, and it comes off. So this is the heat exchanger. Okay, basically, this is the heat exchanger. So I was telling you, the flame goes in here, and because you have an inducer motor like a vacuum, it will suck it immediately into the heat exchanger. The heat exchanger, basically, it will make the fire travel many elbows. So this gets really hot, and the blower comes in it, and the blower pushes that high temperature into your house. Now, I did say in other videos that number one killer of the furnace when the burners are not adjusted, or maybe they are adjusted, but the duct you have is horrible. So the air is not able to distribute everywhere. So it's kind of, the airflow, it's called CFM, it's kind of baking up. And you see these marks. So if you imagine this here, when it's running, and maybe somebody didn't change the filter, or they have the wrong filter size, this becomes really hot. And can you imagine this when you're heating a metal, it becomes a little like orange? And that's why you see these. At some point, maybe they forgot to change the filter, or somebody installed it, they never adjusted the temperature of the pressure of the gas. And I said this before, if you are cooking and you have a small pot, of course you're going to adjust it perfectly. I usually cook between 3 and 4. I don't know why people go like, oh. And so if you have a small pot, you adjust it perfectly so you can cook. You don't open the gas all the way because you're going to fry the food. And same thing happened here. You have a strong gas coming. When this is adjusted perfectly, the heat exchanger will live forever. It will never. Most cracks happen because sometimes the blower stopped or the limit switch did not stop the operation, and this was really frying. Okay, the best temperature, if you have technicians who are listening to me, if you have the duct here, you put the thermometer and you adjust the temperature. I think the best temperature of the air supply is between 100, 130, depending on the apartment. If it's a small, or depend if the furnace is too big for the place, 100 and 130 max. If the temperature is coming like over 150 and 60, it's a lot of heat coming in here. So basically, if you have an 80% furnace, let's say your bill is $100, you're paying $100 a month, $80 you're heating your house, but $20 is going to the chimney because this is fume, you have to get rid of it. But if this is not adjusted and you have extra heat coming in and heating really bad, like very strong temperature, your furnace might be 70%. You're paying $70 a month to heat your house. 30% is just jumping into the chimney. That's why you have to adjust it. Okay, so let me show you the other side of it, and that's how it is. You saw the chambers, right? And usually, Replacing heat exchanger is really easy. I save people a lot of money. And I tell you a secret, a dirty secret. Furnace, you will never have to replace it, honestly. It can live for 50 years. Because everything you see here, it's replaceable, even the heat exchanger. But again, nobody will do the heat exchanger for $500. You know, if they put a new furnace, a new AC, they make $5,000-6,000 in labor. So that's why nobody want to. But again, I help a lot of friends. Okay, thanks for your time, and I think that's it for this furnace. See you in the next furnace.